Welcome to the Jaguar Land Rover stand at the Paris 2014 Motor Show. Now, behind me is something that we have seen pictures of before. We've had the unveiling and all that, but it's the first time that I've certainly seen it in the metal. It is the brand new Jaguar XE. It's obviously the rival for the sort of BMW 3 Series, Audi A4, etc. And I have to say, when I saw the pictures, I thought it's pretty conservative at best, to be honest. However, in the metal, it does look an awful lot better. I love the sort of the short tail at the rear, which is quite sort of sports car-ish. There's sort of almost sort of hints of F-Type coupe in there. And the front, the sort of the flat grille, is quite sort of XJ. It's a nice looking car, I have to say. It's not going to sort of blow anyone's socks off in terms of its design, but I think it'll look good out on the road. They've announced now sort of the pricing structure. It starts at about £27,000 with a diesel that we're not interested in, and then it rises all the way up to the 3-litre supercharged V6, which we are interested in, which has 336 brake horsepower and is straight out of the V6 F-Type. Now, a few things underneath it. It's a very light car. There's lots of aluminium construction, which obviously Jaguar has been sort of heavily involved with all since about 2003, I think it was, with the XJ when they first started trumpeting the use of aluminium. But it's got a very stiff structure underneath it, and they're saying that actually the front end stiffness in terms of suspension is equivalent to an XFR. It's got electric power assisted steering on it, which is sort of departure for Jaguar, so we're hoping that they've sort of managed to sort it out and that it's a good steer, as they say. So, yeah, have to wait till we get behind the wheel. Now, there's a couple of other things. One of them not at all Evo, to be honest, and the other one that's very Evo. So we'll go over there next. This is the brand new Discovery Sport. We've taken shots of a much jazzier looking orange one over there, but this was the one I could get into. And I thought I'd sit in its third row of seats. So you can carry, well, it's 5+2, which is obviously 7, but that's what they're calling it, 5+2. And although it's not designed for somebody of my height, it's quite fun. You can move these seats backwards and forwards, and it's bound to help people on the school run everywhere. What else is it going to do? Well, I'm sitting on top of a new multi-link rear suspension setup, which is claimed to give greater articulation than ever, and it has a raft of safety systems. So it's got ground release control, hill descent control, roll stability control, basically anything to make sure that you don't end up the wrong way up when you're sort of crawling along ditches or whatever it is that you do with these things. So yes, that is the new Discovery Sport. Now let's go and have a look at something that is much more Evo. That's over there. So this is really what you wanted to see. This is the FType Project 7. It was unveiled first of all at Goodwood, and it sounded absolutely fantastic going up the hill, as you would imagine. Then we saw it at Pebble Beach, although that was the American spec version, which had the slightly higher standard windscreen as opposed to this lower spec one, and didn't get the nice bucket seats either. What it did have was still the 5-litre V8 supercharged, 567 brake horsepower, which is good enough for 0 to 60 miles an hour in 3.8 seconds. We should be driving it hopefully pretty soon, and it promises to be, well, pretty good. We drove obviously a lot of Jags now that are getting better and better and better in terms of their performance and driving dynamics, and I'm hoping that this is going to be the best of the lot. So that is Jaguar Land Rover at the 2014 Paris Motor Show. Tell us what you think on Facebook and Twitter.